Hello and welcome everyone, Casey here. Today we'll be watching the Sandshrew solo run, which is the 11th Pokemon so far on this challenge. First of all, if you notice that the video changes or something, it's because the first part was recorded and then it was streamed, the second part, so that's when the change comes, just in case you notice. So now that everything's set, let's talk about how it went. Talking about Sandshrew, he has decent egg moves, mainly high horsepower and Dark Claw. It also has Mighty Cliff, which is a nice move, but I was never able to unlock it, so I'm not counting it. And his last egg move is Showed Up, which is a healing move. Not the best attack in the world, just a normal one. It will come in handy at some point on the run, but it's nothing that I will use every turn. Sandshrew's passive is Tough Claws, which boosts direct contact attacks, which is a really nice passive. It has no counterpart apart of needing to use direct contact attacks. His egg moves are indeed contact attacks, so that's perfect, so it aligns really well with its passive. As ability you can choose either Sandrush or Sandveil. Both need active Sandstorm to work. The first one boosting speed and the second one boosting the evasion. It doesn't seem too crazy, but I went with Sandrush and it was actually clutch in some decisive moments. Talking now about Sandslash stats, he's a monster in the physical side. He has 100 attack and 110 defense, but what he shines on the physical side he lacks it on the special one, with 55 special defense. He also has 65 speed, which is very poor, and 75 HP, which is not bad, I guess. I almost forget about the nature. I went with Jolly just because I didn't have Adamant, so that's probably the best second nature he has. So now that we're in context, let's go with the run. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like the content. It really helps me out and motivates me to continue with the challenge. So we got to wave 25 and we got to go against Ivy. So let's see what she has. She has Grottle as the starter, which is not a problem right now with Dire Claw, but it will be a huge one later in the game. She also has a Staravia with Intimidate, which is also a huge problem. And her last Pokemon is Skarmory. So I won't lie to you, as soon as I saw Skarmory, I thought the round was over, because we didn't have any effective move. We just managed to barely kill him, while using Showed Up and Aerial Aid for like a 10% of damage. But I gotta be honest, and I thought the round was over as soon as the Skarmory showed up. So after finishing Skarmory, we now go and finish up Grottle. We get Sandshrew to evolve, and now we are ready to the next Ivy's fight because nothing interesting happened between them, honestly. Ivy's Grottle was a Torterra now that I managed to survive just because he wasn't using any grass type move. He was just using Earthquake, which gave me enough room to show up and continue alive against him. She changes into a Staraptor, which is a really huge problem just because Intimidate. I didn't have Swords Dance or any way of boosting my stats so far, so getting intimidated was a huge problem in the fight. She sends now Skarmory in, which now I had Double H instead of Aerial Ace, which is a bit better but is still really tough to kill Skarmory, so I still needed to use Showed Up and kind of stall him until he dies. And her last Pokemon was an Axew that I can't show how I killed it just because my record failed, and it's here when I started streaming the run. We got the Fun and Games Mystery Encounter, or as I like to call it, the Wobbuffet thing, that I actually couldn't get Multi-Lens out, just couldn't do any more than that. I tried, I swear I tried so much, but I couldn't get it. So we got a Scope Lens, which is not bad, but not great either. Look, Megarvolar Mystery Encounter. That's not funny. So now we're at Ivy's fight again. There's nothing special happening this run, honestly. Ivy starts with Torterra, as I Swords Dance and just survive with 16 HP. I then one-shotted with Dire Claw and Skarmory comes in. I roll out, Skarmory flinches, I roll out, it dies, I didn't miss, purely skill. I will roll out again, it will hit again, and we kill Staraptor. Now Haxorus came in, Earthquake, Arcanine, Earthquake again, and in that way we've defeated Ivy. And don't leave it there because as a reward we got Leech Life, which was actually one of the best moves we could have got. I used it for the rest of the run. It heals me up while doing a really decent damage. It's also a really good coverage move for my Sandslash. So I learned it, I took out Dire Claw, and we continued with the run. Look! A Garbodor Mystery Encounter! Come on, stop it now, it's not funny anymore. Now we are into the evil team fights. We are now starting with Saturn from Team Galactic. I was much slower than his Sneasler and Alakazam, so I was dying to it and I had to think a way to be faster than them, and that's when I came up with Sandstorm. So I now set up with 3 Swords Dances plus 8 Sandstorm to be faster than everything, Leech Life, we regain our health, and in this way we finish off Alakazam, we finish off Sneasler, and we also finished off Pokerogue and Electivire. And we were ready to go for Team Galactic's boss, Cyrus. Cyrus starts off with Gyarados, which is a real threat to my Sandslash, but don't ask me why, he didn't use any water moves, so that gave me enough room to Swords Dance, to Sandstorm, and to kind of set up while killing Gyarados to be able to finish the rest of the team. Gyarados dies and Gliscor comes in. Gliscor knows Crab Hammer, so I Leech Life and regain enough health to just survive the Crab Hammer. He decides to change, which is the most typical trainer mistake, and Braviary dies. Due to the Salak Berry, we don't have Sandstorm anymore, but we are still faster than everything else. So after Azelf, we finish off Mega Houndoom, we finish off Gliscor, we leave Cyrus training for the next battle and we continue the run. We get a Miraidon encounter, and you know what we do against the legendaries here. So see you, Miraidon. We are against Ivy again, and every battle against her is much harder than the one before. In this battle I decided I was going to set up against Torterra. With every Leaf Storm Torterra uses, he gets -2 special attack, and that combined with a berry that gave me +1 special defense. I was able to stall him until he was at -6 special attack, and then started boosting up. You can see how long it takes sometimes to set up a fight. But now that we are set up, we can just use Leech Life, kill Torterra, and be able to be at full HP for the next threat, Rayquaza. I outspeed Rayquaza due to the Sandstorm, use Rock Slide, but he survives. I missed the second one but was able to survive at 35 HP and finish off Rayquaza. So now Skarmory comes in. I Rock Slide, he survives with 1 HP, but I do the same with my Focus Band, and he dies with the recoil. Staraptor is next. I decided to Rock Slide and luckily it hits and he dies. I was thinking about using Leech Life to recover some HP, but I didn't know if Staraptor was leaving that. But I knew Haxorus wasn't, so I just Leech Life, get some HP back. Arcanine comes in, and with Rock Slide we finish the battle, we beat Ivy, and we can continue the run. Until we found Cyrus again. He was crying, so I gave him his rematch, and he starts with Azelf this time. Azelf does actually hit pretty hard to my Sandslash, so I couldn't set up that much, but I actually didn't need it. I had a super effective move against every Pokemon Cyrus had, so this fight was kind of easy. I just needed to outspeed Weavile, which I did with the Sandstorm, and the rest of the fight was just a matter of clicking the attack and finish the Pokemon off. Darkrai with Leech Life, Mega Houndoom with High Horsepower, and Electrode with Leech Life again. Cyrus was mad at me, but he couldn't do a thing, so he gave us the Lock Capsule. But the rewards he gave us were pretty mid, to say the best. After deciding for a bit if rerolling or not, because I didn't want to reset the fight, I actually ended up doing it, and it was such a win. We get the Multilens, which, after the healing items, it's my preferred item to get in the runs. And after Cyrus, there was a surprise awaiting me. Garbodor's Mystery Encounter! And it's not a joke this time. I consider it to be the best mystery encounter you can get in the solo runs, so getting it even if it was this late in the run was a huge boost. And we are into the Elite Four now. We're starting off with Marnie. This fight was rather easy. I just used Swords Dance, then Sandstorm, and then completely swept the team with Leech Life. We just one-hit KO'd her whole team and went to take the fight with the next Elite Four member, Nessa. Nessa has all water-type Pokemon, so this fight was a bit scary, but after using Swords Dance and using High Horsepower against Kindra, we were good to go and finish off every other Pokemon since we were faster than them, so a possible run killer ended up being a really easy fight. Bea was the next Elite Four member with her fighting-type Pokemons. As Hariyama couldn't actually hit for much my Sandslash, I just proceeded and used Swords Dance 3 times in a row to then use Sandstorm and just obliterate every single Pokemon in her team. So after finishing Machamp, her last Pokemon, we went and fight Raihan. Raihan is a Dragon-type trainer, which is always scary and even more if you don't have any super effective attack. I used Swords Dance just once and didn't use Sandstorm since I was scared that Tatsugiri could kill me. I proceeded using High Horsepower. It pretty much worked out against every Pokemon. I wasn't one-shotting, but I wasn't dying anyway. But I was actually pretty close to dying with Arcalon used Steel Beam. And then Flygon went out. It was just my bad. I used High Horsepower against Flygon without thinking, and by just using the correct attack we could finish Flygon in one hit. We one-hit KO'd Torkoal with High Horsepower and just finished off Como, and we had won the fight. Next up we had the champion fight against Leon, which wasn't easy at all. Thanks to the berries I had, I could actually set up a bit against Inteleon, using Sandstorm first this time just to be faster than him in the moment I needed to attack, and using Swords Dance then to be able to boost my attack. When I was about to attack, he decided to change into G-Max Charizard, which was actually a game changer here, because I needed 3 attacks to kill Charizard and he just needed 2. So as I said before, Trainer's usual mistake came here again in clutch to finish Charizard off. Inteleon came back and I knew I was slower than him, so instead of attacking I went for Sandstorm just to be faster again. Don't ask me why he was using Blizzard, I have no idea, but he missed again and I was able to finish it off with High Horsepower. Dragapult came in and I missed High Horsepower, at least it wasn't in a very crucial situation, He hides from me for one turn because he was so scared of my little pangolin, and as soon as he comes out, he gets one hit KO. The dog came out and it's always a really scary Pokemon to be battling, but Sunslash with a crit that we probably didn't need killed Zacian in one hit. So hit it with Aegislash and with Crocodile to beat Leon. And we are into the last Ivy's fight of the run, and this one was a really hard one. She starts with Torterra and I Swords Dance as he misses the Leaf Storm. The next turn I Swords Dance again and I got my Focus Ban activated to survive at 1 HP. I knew the next Pokemon was a Staraptor this time instead of Rayquaza, so I used Leech Life, kill Torterra and heal back up. I take advantage of a Staraptor, so I use Swords Dance again and then just use Sunstorm. Not just because of the speed up, but because I also wanted him to get the chip damage, so I could get Rayquaza out in the next turn. So with a Staraptor at that HP, I knew Rayquaza was coming, and I used Stone Age as he was coming out, which got him to 1 HP bar, and just killed him in the next turn with another Stone Age. I don't know if I would have died from one Rayquaza's attack, but it's always better just to not try it. Skarmory came back, and just to secure the fight, I Swords Danced again just because I was at +5 because of Staraptor Intimidate, used Sandstorm again to be faster than everything else, and just went and destroyed Skarmory with an Stone Age. Skarmory got one shot, so did Haxorus. We say 07 to Staraptor, which really helped me through this fight. Destroy Arcanine. And we had defeated Ivy. So now Eternatus was just the only thing left. I set up with Swords Dance as he Eterna Beams and get me really low, but I get healed back up with my berries and leftovers. I Swords Dance again as he recharges, protect the next Eterna Beam, and Swords Danced while he missed Eterna Beam. I protect again just to get him out of PPs, and I use High Horsepower to get him to his second stage. He used Eterna Beam here, so take in mind that he will miss no matter what the next attack, because he should be recharging. So I take advantage of that and use Phantom this turn. Protect just to get my Phantom damage done and some heal back up even if it's just 3 HP. And with a high horsepower, we finish the battle. I hope you liked the run and the video. This was a really hard run to pull out. It needed countless resets, and thinking outside the box to try and get some things done. So please, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, give any feedback, just the things you liked, the things you didn't. You have in the description the links to my streams and to my Reddit, where you can see how the past runs went, as well as support the streams as you can see some people were doing during this run. Take care, drink some water, and see you soon.